Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back. If you don't know who I am Lily of Lily's Book Blog. And today, if you don't see, we're going to talk about series. Now, I've mentioned before that I don't really keep track of series, and I'm not one of those people who's like, I'm going to take down my series, like takedowns or whatever, right? So, I'm not that, and we're not doing that, but I did get curious to see how many series do I have that I have read that I am still in kind of the middle or still have books that I could read. And so I went through and put all of them down on paper to look and see. And I was surprised by the number. So when I see people talk about their little TBR takedown videos that they do, usually they're like, hey, I'm in the middle of like 16, 19, 20, stuff like that. I don't think I've seen one video where it's over 30 series. So when I wrote mine down, and I had a grand total of 69 series that I have apparently have that I still can read, I was surprised and shocked. Now, mind you that some of these are ones where the book series, they have new ones that have not yet been released, mind you. So there's ones where like there's a couple of books where technically I am up to date on the series, but I still have a lot more that like probably could come out or be done. And also as of right now too, there are still some books where I am going to probably be starting new series. Like The Six of Crows, I have not started. And even though it's not considered a series, it is a duology, which is still part of a series because they're called, I think, the Cricket duology or Cricket series. I don't know what it's called. I didn't look at that one. But I haven't started that one yet, so that will be another one. But I went through all 69, and I marked ones that I'm probably going to continue for sure, ones that I'm like iffy about, and then ones that are just no way. I'm not going to continue it because I didn't want to, or I don't feel the desire to. And the ones that I noticed that are no way, Jose, for me, are ones that I've kind of gotten off of Kindle Unlimited, which I had for a while and would get a ton of different books on there and then read them and then find out that I did not like them at all. So I thought we would go through a few of the ones that I kind of want to continue, right? Ones that I'm kind of feeling iffy about, like I don't know 100%, like they weren't fantastic and like, oh my gosh. But they are ones where I'm not like, oh, I absolutely hated it. So there's some that I'm iffy about. So we're going to go over ones I want to continue, ones I'm a little iffy about, and kind of the ones that I just know. And the ones that I know are going to be very brief because some of these two I don't even full on remember much about. But we're not going to spend a lot of time on them because, again, 69, that's a lot. So let's start with the ones that I'm 100% going to continue real quick. So the very first one on my list is Royals in Romance, which is, I had read at the time the Go Luck Yourself, and I loved that one. I had just finished not too long ago the Nightmare Before Christmas, I think it's called, right? And right now those are the only two that are released. But I don't know if it's this year or I believe next year. There's going to be another one that's like Holly Jolly or something. It's something. I will put the picture of the newer book coming out. But that is the next one that is coming out. So I'm up to date as of right now with it. But I kind of love that series. and it's funny and hilarious, and I want to continue it. Next one is Seasons of Carnage. That is the new Bryn Weaver series, which is basically following, again, serial killers. And this one has more to do with the town, I think, called Carnage. Cape Carnage. Hence the name, Carnage. I read the first one, was pretty good and interesting. Very curious what the second one is and who's it's going to follow. And I believe it comes out here soon in the next month or two. So very curious about that. Stay over there. We also have Prince of Sins, which are the Carrie Maniscalco ones. Those ones I am up to date as of right now, so I'm just kind of have to wait for the next ones. But I love those books. I love the fantasy, the romance, all that fun stuff. So I want to continue with that one, obviously. No, you need to stay over there. I know. Next one is, oh, I don't remember which one this is going to be. Drowned Gods. Some of these too, with their names, I honestly, like, the series names are what messes me up some of it too, because I'm reading it and I'm like, what is the Drowned Gods? This one I think is part of the Curious Tides book, which I read and it was interesting. It says there's 4 books, but yet I only really saw 3. And mind you that I was taking these off of Goodreads, so I'm a little confused on some of them. So I don't know. But I am curious of what's going to happen. Because again, the way it ended on the last book was very shocking and confusing. So that one I really want to at least read the second book, and then I might be a little iffy depending on where it goes after that. Next one is Letters of Enchantment, which is Divine Rivals and Worthless Vows, which I thought I finished, and I was so happy. And then I found out Wild Reverence is the prequel to those two. And I thought that was just a whole different book, different series, different world. And then I found out it's part of this. So I loved both Divine Rivals and Worthless Vows. And I do have the Wild Reverence book from the library. So I want to read that one and see what it's about, because it's the prequel. So I think it's going to talk more about the gods' stories and all their things more. So I want to continue that one for sure. Next is Assistant to the Villain. I have read book 2 recently. I still need book 3, and then book 4 I believe is coming out here soon. If not, it is already out. I think soon actually. But I like that book. It's very interesting. I love Evie and I love Tristan, and of course I can't remember the frog. Kingston? I think so. The frog is hilarious. But I love the whole batch of the characters and the story and all that, so I want to continue with that one for sure. Next one, I don't remember which one this is, so I can't really give you much, but it's called Heartstring. This is one where, again, I think the name, this is the one where it's pink, and then the next blue book is blue, and then there's another one that's apparently going to come out. I don't know. I think it's something color. First time color. That took forever. This one has the weirdest name for me. And as you just saw, it throws me for a loop because I was like, heartstring. So that one is the first time color. That one was interesting. Liked it. It's a cute little romance. Nice. Like I said, the second book is out. It's blue. I've seen it. Haven't heard much of it. I've seen people read it, but I haven't heard much about it. I know a lot of people loved First Time Color, but I don't know about the second one. But I want to read that one and see what it's about. Alchemy of Secrets is by Stephanie Garber. This one is her adult fantasy one, and I kind of liked the book, and the plot and all that. I'm going to be really bad at describing some of this, but that's because also too, I don't want to give a lot, but also some of it is because I forgot. Some of this is like ones I have just read not too long ago or have read, but they're a long time ago. So, Alchemy of Secrets, first book was pretty good, interesting. It's her first adult fantasy romance kind of book. She usually writes young adults. I read her Once Upon a Broken Heart series. She also has the Caraval trilogy, which I haven't read, or series, because I think there's a fourth one that's a novella that's also out for that one. But that one, there is a confirmed second one. It just hasn't been announced, the title or any of the other stuff. So there's that. Obviously, Throne of Glass. Don't need to go much into that. Obviously, that's one of my big goals, is to finish that series before the end of this year. ACOTAR as well. Don't need to talk about that one. Like I said, ACOTAR has new books coming out, so kind of need to catch up at least to finish it. Elfheim series, that one is the Cruel Prince books. According to this, there are 7, and I have only read 2. And I do want to read the third one. I'm struggling. Like, so many people love this series, and it's not that I don't love it. I just don't get why people love the prince so much. Although I heard after you read the third book, which is like Queen of Nothing, there's like a little novella that kind of is in the Prince Cardin's point of view that's supposed to help you like get a look into his mind and why he is the way he is. So maybe if I read that, I'll actually understand why so many people love him. But I'm just kind of mildly curious about what's going on and how stuff's going to happen, because the story plot, it's interesting. I just don't know how it's going to get better, I guess. I don't know. That's one where I want to read it, the next one, but it's also where, depending on how the next one is, I might not, kind of thing. So there is that. All right, Truly Devious. Obviously, I love that one. It's a YA kind of mystery crime drama. The first original are we're following the truly devious crime on the college campus where it happened, and then the ones after are basically Stevie going to different places to solve different crimes based on them. The last one, she went to, I think it was London and stuff, and she helped with that crime solving incident. And so the next one's coming out this year. Really want that one. Don't know if afterwards there's going to be a continuation or not, but I am curious. Souls of LiQWYD Academy. This one was The Immortal Consequence. I was like, I have it standing on display over there. But this one is the Immortal Consequence series. I love that book as well. I don't think I gave it a 5-star because there is some stuff that's very confusing and like makes me want to like understand it, but I'm hoping that with the second book, which I only found out recently is coming out soon, it'll clear up a lot more of what's going on. So there is that. This is also why I have trouble following series, is because I don't keep up to date when the next book in a series comes out, which is also kind of why I did this too, because I learned that the next Immortal Consequence book is coming out, and a couple others, I think. So there's that. Next one is King of Sin, which is Anna Huang's book series. This is the one where I keep getting it mixed up with The Prince of Sins by Carrie Maniscalco. These two, like, they have the word sin and then like Prince King. That's what messes me up. But hers, I want to continue. I did get the 6th book, but I still have to read the first book, which I think I mentioned last time in my last vlog. But I want to keep that one. Stonewater Kingdom, I believe, is the no. Yes? No. I think this one is the Night and the Moth one. I was getting it mixed up with the Shepherd King's duology, which has a name that also throws me off, but I think it's different because I do have Shepherd King here. So yes, Stonewater is the Night and the Moth one, which has the second book, which I think is also coming out this year. I gotta double check. I'm not good at keeping track of the exact dates that they're coming out, but I'm pretty sure that one's this year. Spell Shop, that one is a cozy fantasy. The first one followed, oh, I forgot her name, but it had Kaz, and I loved Kaz, and Kaz was my favorite, and he was the talking spider monkey plant. Not spider monkey, but spider plant. And I just finished the second one recently, which was the Enchanted Greenhouse, which has to do with the librarian who made Kaz getting put on an island with greenhouses dying. And I think there's a third and a fourth one, which I don't know if they're out, when they were out, if they're coming out. I don't know. But I know right now there are roughly 4, and I've read 2. But I want to continue because they're fun, they're cozy, sweet, and I love how it's not focused also on just romance. It is actually focused on the magic and the building of a community and all that. So that one for sure do want to continue as well. Lightlark. I read 3 of the books thinking that it was just a trilogy, just to find out that there is in fact another, technically 2, but technically 1. So the last book in the series is called Crown Tide, which just recently came out either at the beginning of this year or last year at the end. But that one is one where I thought it was going to be a trilogy. Turned out it was not. There's also a perspective, or a book with the perspective of the 2 male love interests, because it is a love triangle. I haven't gotten that one. I did get it from the library once and was going to, but then didn't. So that one's one I also want to. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I have read 2 of the books. I need to finish and read the last one. Really liked the second one more than the first one. The first one was good, but I really liked the second one. But my daughter, who has read all 3 of them, told me the third one is her least favorite, and it's put me off a little bit, but I still kind of want to. So, get down. Get down. Hold, please. Alright, guys. My son has this tendency to climb on my bookshelf now, and he doesn't like to listen, so I have to get him down so he does not get hurt, and the books do not fall on him. So, let's continue. Next one is the Sugar Shack Witch Mysteries. This is one of the ones that is on the Kindle Unlimited that I have that I really want to continue. I have read at least 6 of these, and they're interesting. They're kind of like a little continuation, and the way the author does it is she'll release kind of a full-length one with 200, 300 pages, and then a little novella of something, and then another full. And it's basically following this female witch. I think she's roughly middle age or so. I don't remember fully. It's been a while. But she can talk to animals, which is a very rare gift among witches, apparently. And basically, she is a journalist. She comes back home, and she's basically helping an investigator who is there. And basically, the whole series is that she has different things that happen in her town or around her, to where she basically has to go and kind of figure out what's going on and help figure things out and solve it. And like I said, it's really interesting, really good. So I would like to continue with that one. There is Blood and Tea. This one is one where I have the second book, and I want to kind of see where it's going to go, because the second one ended very interesting, very curiously, and I want to know what's going on. So that is why it's on there. I can't remember for the life of me what the first one's called. It's something about blood and tea or something like that. I don't remember. This next one, I don't know what book series it is. It is The City of Phantom, and I have no clue what one it is. Like I said, some of these series names don't fit with the book, in my opinion. Because like I said, Heartstring, I remember that one. I put it down and then I was like, which one is this? And I had to go look it up. This one, again, I don't even know. So I want to read it. There's one of 3 that I've read. So there are 2 other books that I got to figure out what they are because I don't remember. The other one is Heavenbreaker. This was a really good sci-fi book that I read. Finally, the second one is supposed to come out. I can't remember if it's this year or the beginning of next year, but it was really interesting, and the way it ended too was very interesting and stuff. So depending on when it comes out, I might have to actually reread Heavenbreaker to remember what is going on fully. I know it took me a while to understand kind of what was going on because of the sci-fi terminology and the fantasy, because it was fantasy a little bit too. So we'll see how that goes when it comes out. Next is the Shepherd King duology. This is the one where I was getting it mixed up earlier with the Stonewater Kingdom because it sounded similar. The Shepherd King duology has to do with One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. I have to read Two Twisted Crowns, but my issue is that I've gotten the book numerous times and then I don't read it because I don't know. I just work that way where the end of a series is scary to me because it's the end. But I've heard really good things and stuff, so I really kind of want to try to push and read this one and hopefully can do it soon and hopefully will. Next one is another ebook kind of Kindle Unlimited series that I got, which is the Cocky Kingsman series. This one follows a football family. I believe it's in Colorado, and they basically fall in love with different women. The first one was a high school friend that he fell in love with. The second one, some of these I don't remember, but they're very body. What's the term? All the characters are big men who fall in love with curvy women who have kind of body images issues and stuff. So it's very interesting. I have read a good chunk of them, but again, when I let go of Kindle Unlimited, I kind of had to stop because I was not able to get them. But I do still kind of want to continue. I just gotta find a way to do it. The next one is Once Upon a Broken Heart. This is one that, again, I did not know that there was going to be another book release. This one is a short novella, apparently, that follows Evangeline and Jax, I think is his name. Yeah. And so this is one where, again, I read the whole series, loved it. It was such a good series. And so when the 4th little novella comes out, I would like to read that and see what's going on and what it's about. I have the Never After series, which is the Emily McIntyre series. The thing is that I have read one of her books for that, and I remember it was good. Not like great or anything, but it was really good and interesting, and I did like it. And so I would like to continue with her Never After series, and I have, I think, 3 of the other ones. There's a couple more also in between that I would need for the series. But my issue is that it's also a dark romance, and it's kind of somewhat a little bit following kind of a retelling of like different characters, but not fully, right? And so every time I've tried to read it, I then don't want to read it. So I don't know for sure if it's just like I need to be in a dark romance mood or if it's just not for me. But I do want to keep trying to read that series. And then the last one that I have on here that I absolutely want to read for the series is Crimson Moth. I have read the first one, which was no, that's the second one, Rebel Witch. What's the first one called? Heartless Hunter. So I read that one and it was really interesting, and I really want to see what the second one has and what's going on. I know people have read it, but I don't remember hearing thoughts and feelings, and if it was better, I don't remember. So kind of curious, have to see what that is about. So out of that, that is roughly 28 books out of the 69 that I would like to continue. And I think we should stop right now because I don't want to overwhelm you guys with more. So those are going to be the 28 books that I would like to continue from series that I am currently apparently in the middle of. There are 28 also that are maybe not. And then there is only 13 that right now are No Way Jose's. So maybe I'll do another one of these where I tell you the ones that I kind of want to and see if you guys convince me to read them or tell me not to, if you guys want me to do that. But I think that's where we're going to end it because, again, this is going to get long if I talk about all 69. So I think we're going to end it here with the ones that I at least want to. And I will see you guys next week with another video. Make sure if you like this that you continue to like and subscribe and comment. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.